There you go.
Okay, great. So, our guest today is Debbie Blackwood from the People4Pets Magic Valley Humane Society. Debbie was born and raised in Twin Falls. She loves horses and all animals. She came back to Twin Falls after college, trained to teach biology, taught at the Twin Falls High School Unit Animal Welfare, and she taught at Twin Falls High School until the animal welfare came calling in the mid-1980s in her community. She is one of the founding members of People4Pets Magic Valley Humane Society and has been working there and at the animal shelter since 1986. I don't know anyone who's more committed to their job than Debbie. Let's welcome Debbie. Give her a big hand.
Thanks, Jill, and all of Rotary for allowing me to be here today. I wanted to start with just a little bit of story. Some people is like, this is kind of old news, and others it isn't, but I would just start with
We need to get closer just because it's...
Okay, hello. I just want to backtrack a teeny bit on that story. Born and raised in Twin, a family of 7 children and a widowed mother, but we all grew up and went out to college and then came back to our lovely Idaho. The high desert area is my favorite. Came back as a teacher, taught at the high school that I graduated from in biology and anatomy and physiology, but it just became very apparent that there was no place for a lot of homeless animals, desperate animals, cats in particular. And so we got a group together and started meeting and decided, let's form a humane society. I mean, how do you do that? It's you just do it. There's no formula. You're not backed by other larger societies or anything like that. You just, what your mission is to care for unwanted, stray, lost, and abandoned animals. And so that's what we did. And we thought our focus would be at the Hound Pound, it used to be called, that the city ran. That's where animals are gathering that were being cared for. And we thought we'll put our efforts into that. Our Humane Society was incorporated with the state in 1987. And we just started volunteering. We took animals on TV. We got the Times News to sponsor a Pet of the Week. We started walking. And the pets, the dogs and stuff. And just, it was very apparent. It was a very difficult situation because the Hound Pound was only open a couple hours a day, like 5 to 7 and p.m. and not on the weekends. In fact, the animals weren't even being cared for over the weekend. They were eating out of cut-off coffee can waters and dishes, and they were rusted, this and that and the other. The kennels were not separated by any kind of barriers at all, and that's a total no-no because you want to clean up and keep the contaminants from flowing from kennel to kennel. So us and then these two, my sister and I, 2 school teachers came and we started moving forward with this idea that we want to offer better care. And pretty soon some contractors came forth and we put together some heat for the building, some barriers for the building, and those kind of things. And it was only a couple years that the city asked us, well, does your Humane Society want to operate and contract to operate the Twin Falls Animal Shelter? And we were kind of like, oh my goodness, we're supposed to be teachers and this and that. And we think, well, okay, because we want to improve. When we took over, so People4Pets, Magic Valley Humane Society, contracted and has ever since taken over the operations at the Twin Falls Animal Shelter since 1989. And from that point, the adoption rate before People4Pets came to the shelter and into animal welfare for Twin Falls, the adoption rate was only, or out back to owners, was between 3 and 10%. Now, on your colorful flyer, it shows 2024, a quick review, year in review. If we punch in all the numbers, our adoption rate is 85.5%. And we're really proud of that. 90% positive outcome, back out to the owners or a new place in the community, is considered no kill by national standards. I do want to just add this in case it's in anyone's mind what that is. The Twin Falls Animal Shelter is a municipal animal shelter. It's open emissions. Many, quote, no-kill animal shelters limit intakes, and they don't take difficult to adopt animals or sick and injured, vicious dog, those kind of things. So we're open emissions. We take what comes to us that needs care. So we're still fighting that great battle, and very proud of the level of positivity that we're able to provide for our community animals. So here's my focus, and I know that you all are being pulled many directions, and I know the great work that Rotary does in our community. It's fabulous. But I thought today, if I had this chance, I would ask on an individual level if it's possible. We're hoping to get 100 persons or entities to donate $100, and we'll call it our $100 club, a $100 hero club, to sponsor the Furr Ball. Our big annual fundraising event is called the Furr Ball. And just so you understand what that is, it's a fundraiser designed to secure the medical care for the animals that People4Pets sees at the Twin Falls Animal Shelter. And that number always hovers around 3,000. What's not built into the budget in terms of care is that medical expense. And we have everything, and I was going to bring some pictures, but I don't think I need to. I think you might can imagine we get animals that come in with porcupine quills in their entire head, and that we have animals that come with a broken limb and other maladies, and we just like to be able to treat them, provide the medical care. We don't have a veterinarian on our staff, so we contract out with area veterinarians and provide that care. The veterinary community has been very good to us, but we still spend close to $5,000 a month caring for the medical needs of the animals that are in our shelter. So if you can be part of the $100 club, you can take this flyer with you and send that contribution in. You'll be most appreciated. There's also, if you want a higher level of sponsorships, there's other sponsorship levels available. You can see all that information and on our website, and it's People4Pets, which is people4pets.com, and you can go there and check out what's happening at the shelter and all our events and other fundraising opportunities, those kind of contribution opportunities there on our website. So I would like to also add, I do have some flyers. I don't know if any persons here could take one of our flyers back and put it up at your business. That would be awesome. So this is kind of a blank page that I have up at the desk with me. So I wanted to open up, use the last of the time. I like to provide the audience a chance to ask questions, because I think there are many questions in the world of, in all our businesses and stuff. So is there anyone who has a particular question they would like to ask that I could Go ahead, Jill.
I have a question, yeah. So I know Christmas time, a lot of people might have gotten, puppies or cats or something for a present. Have a lot of those been returned? And if you're too full, where do the animals go if you can't take them?
Well, here's the deal. If an animal's truly astray, we always take them. When owners want to surrender their own pets, that we've had to curtail that part of our operations in terms of owner surrender, but we have many platforms and rescues that we guide people toward finding your own pet a home, and it's called home-to-home-org. There's Pets for Life, and there's a lot of where a person, and it's nice for the pet. Let's say for some reason there's some tragedy has developed in your family and you can't keep your pet. Getting your pet online and the exposure just from your own home saves them all the stress and anxiety from coming to shelter. What we do though, Jill, to answer your question directly, in times of crisis, we've been in that level of fullness for almost 2 years now. We just cast a wide net. We reach out to all our rescue partners. Just 2 days ago, I didn't drive, but my staff drove 7 herding breeds dog to Oregon to a rescue called Herd You Need a Home. Mountain Humane sometimes pulls animals from us when we get, quote, overfull, and Idaho Humane is going to take some animals. So we just keep moving, just keep looking. Spoke Animal, it's a fantastic organization that pulls animals from us. Journey Home Rescue, those kind of things. So we just, to keep up those numbers and save those lives, we just really work vigorously.
What does it cost a person to adopt, and does the animal come with shots and spay, neuter, etc.?
Yes, there's variable fees, but to adopt a dog, an adult dog, it's $98.90. It's extraordinarily low. It actually cost the Humane Society close to $300 to get an animal, but yes, it covers the cost of its vaccinations. That while it's in our care, it gets whatever vaccination it needs except for rabies. Rabies is something that a veterinarian has to administer. It does cover the spay and neuter, the microchip, the collar, and the ID. So it covers $300 worth of stuff for $98.90. We keep it low. We're trying to save lives. That's our focus. Cats, adult cats are just $24, and yes, they're spayed and vaccinated and wormed. Kittens are $63, same level of care, and puppies are $125. We just a little bit more, usually three shots at least in a pup. So, go ahead.
You said that 85%, I think I heard you say, are able to be adopted. What happens to the other 15?
They are sick, injured, or fractious, and so they are put down. Yeah. We don't put down adoptable animals, but that's the size of our community. Idaho in Twin Falls area is the highest level of pet ownership in the state, but they do come in severely injured. They do come in because they have been biting and those kind. And I cannot adopt out an animal that has a history of bite. Our liability will not allow that.
So what are you seeing right now with the winter? Any needs, like are people, I know a lot of people, it's hard for me because I came from out east where the animals are not outside because of the weather, because of traffic, whatever. So it's hard for me when I see animals outside. What should people think about when they have an animal that's outdoors for shelter or for warmth or food or whatever?
There's a state statute that says that animals must have adequate food, water, and shelter. Now, it's been something that I feel like our law enforcement is not willing to enforce, is shelter for livestock or larger animals. But if an animal's called in and needing care, animal control will look, a uniformed officer has to go, it cannot be a lay person. They will look for adequate food, water, and shelter. If you're just asking from a personal level, you really need to watch that. They say, a lot of people think, well, it's cold, they won't want to drink water. Well, they need their intake for water even actually goes up during the winter. So that's what, in terms of law enforcement, they're looking for those things. And you know, a lot of times we'll find blankets froze to the ground. I was an animal control officer for 10 years within that last 40 years. So we went out and checked welfare all the time. But it is rather brutal. And we did get a frozen, we got a pup in on Saturday that was froze solid. But we managed to go use the protocol to bring him around, but we need to take him to the vet to find out what neurological damage or brain damage happened during that event. That just happened Saturday.
Did you just find it, or did they bring it
A person found it on the side of the road out toward Shoshone Falls. Little short hair, little pit bull, maybe Shar-Pei type dog. Any other questions?
Where are you getting your, customers?
You would not believe it. Just walk in, Nancy would know. It's packed in there all the time. People come. Well, we do have a community, which would be food bank for pet food. So we have a pet food pantry we offer to public, low income or in need, weekly dog and cat food and supplies. And that's been going on since 2007. But we just have a large traffic. We have a big social media presence, and we take a pet on TV still every Friday. But the people just pour in, and we talked about that cute lab puppy. I get purebreds all the time. I got 4 purebred German Shepherd dogs in, puppies, just last week. They say that 40% of the statistics have remained constant over all these years. 40% of the animals at the animal shelter are purebred animals. It just, once you make that investment, it kind of doesn't make any difference to if you can't keep it or those kind of things. So it's just crowded. I just want anyone to come and take a visit. We have a great volunteer training program that happens 2 classes on the first Saturday of every month, and we love volunteers. And so if you don't think you can donate the $100 personally, we take all kinds of donations. We take, say, a sack of dog food that your dog decided didn't like any longer, open or not, and we use it for that pantry, things you purchase. We use old towels and blankets and sheets like crazy to provide the animals with plenty of bedding and security for their needs. So it's just a vibrant place. People who come cannot believe the traffic. I thought people have downtime. My staff does not know what downtime is. That's a good thing, though.
I'm sorry, I have all these questions about animals, but do the volunteers walk the animals? Because people say to me, I should go and walk the dog or walk a cat. My problem is I believe with probably 3 cats and probably 2 dogs. And that's Tom's big concern when he passes. I'll have a house.
It's like, don't let her go.
So are those the volunteers that walk the animals, or are they just people that come and walk?
Here's how we handle that, just because of liability and handling purposes. These animals are not, trained animals, so you have to be a little fairly skilled in walking animals. But so we train the proper techniques for getting animals in and out of kennels and those kind of things. But to answer your question, the volunteers are on a tiered level. So when you first sign up, your first duties are to help us clean and and feed and distribute blankets and those kind of things. And then as you raise up the tiers, as you show a propensity to have enough hours to come, then you graduate to dog walking. And you're always welcome to come visit with the kitties. But it is hard. I mean, people say all the time to me, and it is for me. I take these animals home in my mind and my heart, and just hope for their well-being, that somebody will like them. Any other questions?
Can I share a story?
Yes.
So my daughter signed up some foster kittens during COVID. Oh, sure, we'll foster a kitten. We'll probably keep one, maybe two. But no, we haven't. Because we couldn't agree. We have 4, well, we had one, so we have 5 cats, but we couldn't agree. Everybody wanted a different. I think that we did this on purpose. Everybody voted for a different cat. So.
We call that success in our, it's called a foster fail. A lot of times we hope that fosters will adopt, because we need all the help we can get in this world with animals and finding homes. It's kind of turned into a community thing. So one other thing is I do have tickets to the Furr Ball. This is the funnest party in town besides yours. It's fun, it's live music, it's a good band that's not, it's cross-generational type music. We have a fantastic raffle. We have a silent auction. We have dinner. Like I said, we will have the Wheel of Fortune kind of spin for a chance. If you'd like to buy tickets, I have some with me right now, but also they're available online at People4Pets.com. The seating to seat people properly in that, it's kind of a formal, it's a fancy affair if you want it to be, is around 300. Thanks. Thank you.
Okay. Don't leave here.
Okay.
I'll share a story also. I've known Debbie for a long time. Met her through her sister, I think, but back when my daughter was about 6 or 7, she got a dog from the hound pound that they found on the road. Her name was Tasha, and it brought her many years of happiness.
Yes, and yeah.
Okay, now,
Everyone.
before you go, that was just a story.
That's just okay.
This last quarter, we every time we have a speaker, we donate some dollars for a specific cause. So this last quarter, I chose People4Pets.
Lovely.
And so here's $125 for you.
Thank you so much. Thank
I
you.
have to stand here.
Okay.
I gotta go over this way, sorry. There, that's good. No,
Everybody.
more. All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, where are we at? That's the controller. All right, thank you all. And I would like to say congratulations to Andy, Andra, and Mark, your oncoming board members for 2025. You got some more, right? Did you find any write-ins? No. Okay. So, all right, very good. And thank you for your speak. This quarter I am doing Habitat for Humanity. So thank you, Debbie.
What do we do with our vision things?
Leave them on the table, I will collect them. Thank you all for showing up. And if there's no further business, if you'll join me in the 4-way test with 9 beans and a burrito next week, just a reminder of the things we think, say, and do. Number 1. Is it true? Number 2. Is it fair to all concerned? Number 3. And number 4. Have a great day.